Hello and welcome back to Philosophical Laughlines. This poem, I wrote it last month and I'm reading it now because I feel like kind of I've moved through this phase, but it doesn't have a name. Can't help but feel like I've lost my way. Can't help but want to sprint far away. This feeling might suffocate me. I don't know how to swim down here. Can you see a way out? Fight or flight or fawn or freeze. How do I move through this without shattering? Wait. Breathe. Slowly, slowly. I've heard the cracks are where the light gets in. I've seen broken dishes repaired to be stunning after their ruin. I've been burned enough times to know that scars can tell a beautiful story. You can't rush creation, and within that you can't rush through the devastation that comes with the winds of change. Sometimes the field gets cleared to find the way forward. Fire feeds the soil, the soul. Let your passion fuel your patience. May trust travel through your veins. Focus on the light throughout the pains. I've been thinking a lot about passion and patience. Over the last year, I have thought a lot about patience because I saw this. I have thought a lot about trust, like trusting in the universe and trusting in myself, because also that's sort of the same thing. But I saw this picture last year that had a quote on it that said, "Patience is trust in practice." And I've implemented that a lot in my life because it's like, okay, like if I trust that I will achieve my dreams, that I will achieve my goals, that I will live the life that I want to live, then I can have patience. Also, this goes with relationships. Like if I trust myself that I can contribute to a healthy relationship and like dedicate time and energy to grow a fulfilling friendship, romantic connection, like business connection, whatever, then I can have patience and I can let this grow and let this build, because things do need time. And I love words, the etymology of words, their genealogy, I think is what that means, etymology. The Latin root of the word passion means to suffer. So if you have passion for something, it means you are willing to suffer for it. And then also I just found out, which is how all of this came together, I just found out that patience has the same root, to suffer, to endure. So if you have patience for something, you are willing to endure for it, you're willing to wait, you're willing to suffer. And if you have passion, you're willing to suffer for something. But I think of like boatmances or like travel flings as well, where they were really passionate and really full on really quickly, and there was no patience. That went nowhere. And so obviously, I'm just realizing this now, lost a lot of trust for romantic relationships. But if you think about it, if none of those had patience, none of them actually had passion. Because if you don't have true passion for something, you won't have patience for it, because passion is fueling, like passion is like it ignites you. It's a burn from the inside, I think one of the secrets of like having success in your passions and not having them just like burn you up inside or like burn the relationship up, is by letting them fuel your patience. Letting your passions fuel your patience. Like how passionate you are about something is how much you are willing to wait on it. how much you are willing to like let it come in its own time. Oh, that makes so much sense. And also, so having your passion fuel your patience. When you have passion, you're willing to suffer. You're willing to keep going out there and keep trying and keep just like doing things that are hard. And then if you combine that with patience, because they come from the same root, you have to endure. With patience, you are willing to endure. And so that to me seems a lot more just like sitting on your hands. And one of my friends from the boat, I remember he and I would always talk about Faith in the crew lounge. He was a chef. And we still text now. He's like a large man from Alabama. I think Atlanta, Georgia. That's a better accent. Or I like it better. Anyways, with patience, you're willing to endure. And something he always said was how having faith is sitting on your hands. And with passion, with the going out there and doing everything that you can to achieve your dreams, and with patience that it will come true, trust that it will come true, enduring, sitting on your hands, it seems like the perfect balance of action and sitting on your hands in faith. I also had a realization the other day. So many realizations. It's really just a good segue. When you're doing something and it's hard, and it's something that you want to do, like it's hard because you're scared, it's hard because you're anxious, it's hard because you've never done it before, like any of the multitude of reasons, that means you're doing it right. That's how it's supposed to go. A good reframe for when you just feel like crap all the time. Because I would have been having a hard time these past 2 weeks, and now I feel so much lighter and like I have a direction that I'm really enjoying. And I just thought, like, oh, when you're having a hard time, like, oh shit, this means something good is coming. That's kind of like how a lot of people, when things are going well in their life, myself included, you worry about the other shoe dropping. Like, things can't be good for this long. So you're like, something bad has to be coming. This is kind of, I feel like, just like that, but the other way. Like, oh my gosh, I'm having an awful time. That means good things, good times are on the way. Because the balance will always find itself. The balance will balance. And you can trust that. Also, I think maybe the most quote-unquote spiritual way to think about it would be to not think about the future and just be present with the feeling, knowing nothing is forever. I was just thinking about the difference between confidence and clarity and comfortability, because throughout most of my life, a lot of people, it seems, have perceived me as confident when I actually hated myself. And so that's pretty confusing, or that was pretty confusing to me. But now I think, from what I understand it as, is like, I was just trying to be comfortable in my own skin. And I think a lot of people read that as confidence. And I think now I still don't necessarily feel... No, I do actually feel pretty confident. But like, it's because I'm comfortable and I have clarity about what I want and what I can do. And I know I'm capable of what I want or what I want to do. But I think confidence sounds like this, or it's been built up into this like unattainable thing. And, I feel like it kind of feels like a measure of perfection, or it just like kind of reminds me of perfectionism, or it just feels like one of those things that we will always place like outside of ourselves and constantly be reaching for, when it's just like, oh, okay, actually I just need to be comfortable. I just need to have clarity about what I want and who I am, which are very similar things. And then once you know that, all of a sudden, oh, okay, then there's confidence. It still doesn't necessarily feel like, I don't feel like confidence is the right word, because I feel like the way that I perceive it in common, like, lexicon, that's the word. The idea of it, there's connotative and denotative definitions. The one that's just like not the exact dictionary definition is like you're walking around like thinking you're the shit, and like it almost feels like show offy. It leans a lot towards arrogance for me, and maybe that's a character or a like moral judgment that I'm making. But it reads like, it reminds me more of arrogance. Maybe that's also, confidence in my experience has more accurately felt like comfortability and clarity. But the way that I read confidence is as arrogant, as kind of taking up too much space, as when you're comfortable and you have clarity with yourself, I think that means that you have a full sense of self, and that's not a bad thing. Like, it's not arrogant to have a self. And this feels like it's coming from the same place as like the like unlearning of Catholicism and that shame that entails, or the shame that you have to unlearn of just being. Because comfortability and clarity, those aren't big things to ask for. But confidence feels huge. And it feels like there's an incongruency there. Like, it feels like I have had the belief that confidence is like sinful. Oh my god. But also, it does, I feel like, rather than analyzing why I believe this, I feel like in general, having lived this experience of people thinking that I'm confident when it really is just I'm comfortable, or like I'm trying to be comfortable with myself. Comfortability, I feel like, is a lot more of a approachable, digestible way of, or goal, digestible goal. Because it's like, oh, I just want to be comfortable. Like, okay. The first thing that comes to mind is like, okay, I need to go take off my pants because I hate pants. But it's a lot easier to get comfortable than it is to get confident. Because I think also, like, the word confident, it kind of, because it's kind of praised in society. It feels like you kind of have to do what is societally expected of you to reach that level of confidence. And so that, to me, that sounds uncomfortable. Because when I think about like what would be like the societal ideal of a woman, I would imagine she's wearing like heels or something, and I don't want to do that. But when I just think about being comfortable, it's like, okay, then I can wear my Birkenstocks, I can wear my tacos. But then that ends up in me being confident. It seems like when we think of it as confidence and not comfortability, it seems like we then think all of our worries will go away forever once we reach this like top ideal level of quote unquote confident, when in fact there are still difficult and uncomfortable days in anyone's life. And I think you can still quantify yourself or qualify yourself as confident even when you're having the difficult and uncomfortable days. That's just like part of being human. And in that vein, this is also, all of this is just like me following the rules I choose to follow, living in the world I created. And that means I can change it at any time. Like, it doesn't, confidence, maybe I'm working on confidence not seeming like arrogance. But I think I still like maybe I worry if I think of myself as confident, like other people will see me as arrogant. Maybe that's where that's coming from. But also, confidence doesn't have to mean anything bad. That's just the rules I created. And they can change at any time. But it's also, so I'm going to slightly adjust the expression. You gotta fuck around and find out. Fuck around until you find out. Like, you gotta keep fucking around until you find out what you want. Until you, like, and that means you keep fucking around, like, by going after what you want. And then it turns out to not exactly be what you want, so then you gotta go find something else. But in doing that, I think, is how you start to get more comfortable, and it is definitely how you get clarity on what you want and what you need. Like, for the past 5 years, I feel like that's all I've been doing, and now I have such strong direction and passion for what I want. But I gotta remember patience. Also, the fucking around is a necessity. If you don't know what you want, fucking around is such a necessity. Like, if you have no direction, try anything. And then at least you'll have more information. Because all of it is really just about getting more information of like, okay, that didn't work. Okay, that didn't work. I mean, not all of it. I really feel like that's your early 20s. Or honestly, most of your 20s. I feel like I'm just now finding directions. Finding direction. Fuck around and find out in your pursuit of clarity. Get comfortable along the way. And you just might end up with confidence. It's thunderstorm season in Texas. Which is like the spring or the autumn, really, any of the transitional seasons. And it's one of my favorite memories from Texas is the thunderstorms. Because it rains a lot here, but it's all at once. And then weeks of nothing. And it feels like a cleansing. Life has really been feeling go, go, go lately. And I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. And the rain felt like a cleanse to prep for the next big adventure. I feel pretty terrified. Well, excited mostly. Like, it feels like it's the same feeling, you know. And when I talk to someone that has a lot of fear, it turns into terrified. But when I talk to someone that has more hope, or I don't know what it is, it has less fear, I guess, it's excitement. Also, just while saying this, I have an alarm set. I just did a timeline jump from P the Fury recently, and so I have an alarm set to remind myself of the identity that I am being in this new timeline, and that rang right when I was talking about right when I was talking about being scared and excited. And that feels like a reminder that everything's gonna be okay. And like, I just looked at the time for how long this recording has been happening, and it was 2:22. And when I'm driving, I see so many license plates with repeating numbers, like all the time. It's kind of ridiculous. Or like the gas mileage, like how good the gas is going. Or how many miles on the car, or what time it is. Everything is working out. Like that phrase, what we're scared of is that we are actually indefinitely powerful. Like, we're scared of getting what we want. We're not scared of not getting it. We're more scared of getting it. I saw a quote recently about, or I've seen it a while, whatever. I saw a quote that said, love is not asking you to hold me together. It's asking you to have space for all the ways that I come apart. And I feel like love is just like showing up constantly when and how your loved ones need you to. And that includes yourself, like showing up for what you want and showing up for who you are, being true to yourself. Like, I was just thinking about it today. Like, if you want to have your passions be your main focus in your life, you have to start focusing on them. If you want your passions to fuel your life, if you want to make money doing what you love, you have to start dedicating time and attention to it. You have to start making it your work before you probably necessarily will get paid for it. Wow, a Texas rainstorm. And now some Arizona desert birds in the background. Let your passions fuel your patience. May you find confidence through your pursuit of clarity and comfortability. And hopefully you don't sound too much of a cliche. Like these all feel now after talking about them for so long. But I mean it. I have started traveling again. It feels really good to be moving again and to be on my own again. Like I said to my mom or my sister, it felt good to have my backpack again. Like, it feels like I have my place again. Like I'm back in my apartment. Yeah, because this is like my life. On the road again. But it's also interesting because I kind of feel like Australia will be a pivot point, especially given that the majority of the time that I spend there, it'll all be during my Saturn return. That will be interesting. And in closing, the regular reminders. I offer tarot card readings online, and if you are also curious about what is coming up for you in your Saturn return, because that is coming soon if your Saturn is in Aries, I also offer a rundown of everything that you would need to be looking into. And I have collages for sale online. Cute little backgrounds for your phone or your computer. Some of them could be landscape. And there are collages of my travels along the way. Oh, I'm not sure if I will have Wi-Fi this summer when I'm crossing the Pacific. And so I might need to, I think I am going to adjust my schedule with releasing these podcasts. I think we might just kind of throw consistency out the window because I trust myself that I'm going to continue this, so I don't think I need to stay as strongly to a schedule. And I think with my life coming up soon, it will be hard to be regularly releasing episodes. There might be a gap this summer. I'll probably say this again. I think I'll get one more episode finished before I get to Mexico. Or I guess we might take a season break. If I have Wi-Fi, I will continue. But just to let y'all know, this might be one of the last episodes of this season, but we're not going anywhere. And yeah, okay, that's it. I hope y'all are having a good time wherever you are in the world, and I hope you see beautiful things and you have beautiful dreams and you get to laugh a lot. And maybe cry sometimes too, because that helps. Okay, good night.